Good morning. This is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. It's about 6:52 a.m. It's our 488th episode. I had one of my coaches tell me I got to do, what do you call them? My podcast. I'm 100 episodes behind in that podcast. Sorry about that for my podcast people. I will catch up. So at least I got 100 days worth of podcasts to load up, so that'd be good. I just got to get software working. Anyway, hey, good morning. 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I hope you're doing well. And I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way so you can give value to the customer, get home to family and friends, not work 60, 80 hours a week, and have a little fun along the way because why not, right? So what do I got here? I have some tape, paint, brush, and I have a spackle knife, right? Putty knife. So in the title, I put I think it was paint, debt, and no framework. So I'm going to talk about this a little technical debt discussion here. Also, I saw an article the other day about not having any framework and just going pure agile from day one. And I want to debate that a little bit with y'all and kind of share my thoughts on it. And I kind of like, no, I'm thinking no. Maybe a small group, small organization, small team, they want to try it. But it's very hard to do in a large organization. So I'm just being practical about it, right? All right, so let's talk about technical debt. So if you watch some of the other episodes, talked about how I had to paint the house. I got my lights back up, so I got 2 lights back in here in my office. I'm in the process of cleaning it up again. After everything came out of every other room, it always goes into the office. It's just the way it works. And then I got to reclaim it, and then something else will come, and I won't get it. It's just the way it is. So anyway, I'm meandering here, right? So I watched a lot of teams that do work, and we always talk about technical debt. And one of the things when I was painting a house with this, right, is that some of the paint and some of the drywall in the house been around for 30 years. Some 10 years, because the last time I painted and taped some things were like 10 years ago. And I don't know if I actually necessarily retape things. Well, if you get the cracks in there because of dry and the sun and everything like that with the drywall, you could theoretically just paint over it, and hopefully the paint will fill in the little cracks. You could, but that just sets you up for technical debt. That's what technical debt is, because sooner or later, probably sooner, the cracks are going to reappear again because it's moving a little bit. The tape, you got this little roll of tape here that it is giving way. And it really doesn't take much more work to tear the old tape down and put new tape up. And once you one more day of prep, one more day of thinking, maybe because you want the mud that you used when you retape it to dry thoroughly before you paint it. But it comes out to be a much better product, and you'll get another 10, 15 years out of your paint job. You don't have to worry about, I got a crack in the ceiling. Oh yeah, that's not good. And you got to do the ceiling cracks and the wall cracks, or wherever the sun's really hitting the thing. So just adding a little tape and doing it the right way will give you many more years of enjoyment of your software and less bugs, right? So that's an example of technical debt. And I just wanted to share that with you in case you ever go on a painting project. Get some tape, learn how to do some putty. It doesn't take much to learn how to do it. Maybe I should do a video, but there's plenty of YouTube videos out there teaching everybody how to do painting and puttying. And the best way to do it, like we were talking about the tortillas yesterday, is practice. Once you get going, after you do a couple, you'll figure it out, and it's pretty easy to do. So that's my technical debt discussion. I just wanted to share that as related to painting. So if you're painting your house and you got people painting the house, you can have a technical debt discussion. And as they go to paint, hey, we're painting our house today, so I'm going to take tomorrow off. Well, don't forget to take some tape, and if it's a house for a while, make sure you tape up those cracks and things like that and do some putty work. All right, so the next topic. Can you really implement Agile without some framework? Yes, you can. Practical? I don't know. I like Scrum, okay? Think about Agile. The first rule in there is about individuals and interactions over process and tools. Scrum is about individual interactions, actually, because if let's be honest here. A lot of developers are introverts. They don't talk to each other, right? They like to get in their little world and start typing away. I'm kind of like that too at times. Sometimes I'm not. It depends. My daughter is definitely an introvert. Maybe she should become a computer programmer. I don't know what she can do. I want her to go in space. I have very high expectations for my daughter. No, I don't. Actually, my kids. We'll talk about them another day. Anyway, so they're kind of introverted, right? Look at Scrum. What is Scrum built to do? Scrum is a framework. It doesn't tell you how to do it. Doesn't even talk about story points. The only thing that it prescribes, which I don't like, which they finally got rid of, is those 3 questions, because I don't think those 3 questions have anything to do with the first value in Agile. And that's why I changed the first 3 questions about, like, what do you got ready to go to the next person? What's your interaction between people? That's the key, interaction with people. So think about it. The first ceremony, sprint planning. It's an interaction of the team trying to figure out as a team what they want to do. And as a team, figuring out maybe some basic taskings they want to do to cover the work to do and how they want to work together to get the work done. It's really not supposed to be 5, 6 individuals working on separate projects. It's how they want to work it as a team, how they break it up and get it done as fast as possible into the testing review hands, which is either another developer testing someone else's stuff or a tester, depending on how your organization is. So that's one. First one, interaction. Daily Scrum, interaction. So daily Scrum is when the team comes back after going off in their world to go code and do their thing, come back, and what I like to have them is like, okay, what did you do for tomorrow that you're handing off, interacting with another person? What are you planning on taking next? And are they blockers? And maybe you can use some help, some interaction with other people to solve your problem, right? So that whole thing is really designed about interaction. All right. Now, Scrum, the review, the sprint review. Again, this is now interaction between the team and the customer, the stakeholders, the product owner, all that. A lot of times they go, I don't want to talk to business. I don't understand business. Business doesn't understand me. So Scrum invented this review process, right? So it's another interaction. This is all value number 1 in Agile, okay? And the last thing is the retrospective. I mean, come on. It's the retrospective. This is where you work together, figure out what didn't work, what worked. If there's not interaction, then I don't know what not interaction. And this is a time box because you want to have an end date to give you an idea where we're heading to. It just helps the human psyche, right? On having that time to say, hey, how much can I really get done? Let's be realistic. Let's not go too crazy. Let's not do 80 million things. I don't have much time. It forces you to do one thing at a time. Unless you're nuts and you're not managed, and then you don't meet your dates anyhow, and you have a little mini waterfall. And that's another story. However, so if you think about it, Scrum is all about value number 1 in Agile, okay? And why do I give you those descriptions and what that is. So you look at the heart of what it is. It ain't just a ceremony. It ain't just an event. It ain't just, a meeting, right? It's forcing the interaction of the team. Hopefully it'll catch on to it. Why do I say this? Why do I say that, like Scrum and just pure Agile? Pure Agile can be chaos. Just being honest with you. It takes a while to build up trust. It takes a while to build up that collaboration between the team and the customer versus doing a contract because they did it so many years. It takes a while not to embrace change over following a plan. It takes a while to do that, right? Working software over documentation because everybody's so disengaged with everything. Never see the final product. To go right into that can create a little chaos. But having a little shape, when do we meet? How often do we meet? Helps organize those thoughts. And, and like I do those 3 documents. I do the team agreement, definition ready, and definition done. And that helps shape the discussions, shapes the interaction, at least to get going into whatever the team wants, and gives them a little level of safety, right? Because if it's unsafe, they're just all over the place. So I saw the article. I'm going to comment back on it. I kind of disagree that you can go pure Agile without a framework. I think Scrum is a beautiful framework. I think people, like anything in society, manipulate stuff to do stuff, but I think it's a beautiful framework. I think it's simple enough. I think it talks about what's key, gives you some boundaries, so it gives you some, okay, here's my playground. We like that, right? Not everybody can work in chaos. But that's my thought. So the two things. One, watch out for that technical debt. Are you just painting over stuff? Or are you going to do some puttying and make sure that you get some tape and make that paint job last for 10, 15, 20 years, right? As you go along, or are you just going to, let's fill the cracks in with the paint? It doesn't work. Trust me, it'll go bad. It did for me in a couple spots. And now I'm repainting. And when I look at when I was painting it, I'm like, oh my God, it looks terrible. So I have to retape it. And then going straight Agile without a framework. You can try it. I don't think it's practical. I think it's gonna be rough. Some do well. Some of the high performing teams, really good creative teams. I mean, super, super duper. Small teams, small companies. Yeah, you could. I think you still like the framework. I think they're still going to enjoy having a framework around them. I just think people would like, what did you do yesterday? What you get done? Did you get something done? Did you get something done? I don't think that's the right question. Question is, what do you got ready to hand off to your teammates, right? All right. Or is there anything ready to hand off to teammates? Do you need any help? Right? That's cool. Anyway, that's what I got for today. Today is Tuesday. Again, this is our 488th episode. I got about 100 because my one coachee said, yeah, I finished all your podcasts. It was like 368 podcast episode. I'm like, ooh, I'm like 100 back. Anyway, hey, you have a great day. Happy scrumming. Give us a thumbs up if you like the show. I don't know what's up with YouTube. Ring the little bell so you get notified when we go live and publish stuff today. And like I said, everything's recorded on YouTube. You can watch it anytime you want. You don't have to be up at 5 a.m. in the morning to watch our show. Sometimes it's just underneath that 15-minute mark. So we're within a time block. So it's kind of brief. And then one day, my goal is to break these down into little segments and share them out there, which I should have thousands of videos at that point in time. Anyway, have fun. Holidays coming. Happy scrumming. Enjoy some time. We'll do some interactive stuff tomorrow. I got a couple ideas for some retrospective games and some just change it up in this virtual world. Anyway, take care. See ya. Enjoy your day. Have some fun. And see you later.